Hey guys, it's Coaster Nerd Weekly, and in today's video, I'll be discussing the current situation with Thrill Dragster, and whether it'll stay as it is, get a new launch system, queue modifications, or if it will close forever. Thrill Dragster had never been the most reliable coaster, with the ride frequently closing due to issues with the launch system. But the reason there's been speculation about the ride closing is because of an accident that occurred in August last year, when a metal piece came off the ride and it hit a woman in the queue. This led to the ride being closed down for the entirety of the 2022 season. Throughout the year, many people began to lose hope in Dragster reopening, as there were no updates and all the trains had been removed from the area. But recently there has been some work going on in the area. First of all, the lights on the top hat were turned back on after being turned off after the closing. Second, electrical markings have been spotted around the launch track and queue, causing some speculation about a new launch system and possible modifications to the queue area. There were also workers seen on the launch track, causing more speculation about whether there be a new launch system or if they are modifying the old one. But then most recently, something very unexpected happened. The launch cable was taken off of the launch track, leaving some to believe that this was the end of Dragster, but also leading some to believe that there could be a new launch system. So let's talk about the different things that could happen to Thrill Dragster. The most likely thing I could see happening is Thrill Dragster staying the way it is, but with queue modifications. This is the most likely option in my opinion. While the missing cable could be a sign of this not happening, I think the reason for it could just be maintenance. If you think about it, this cable has been sitting here for over a year now. It probably needs some repairs. I don't think it would get removed because I feel like a hydraulic launch is the only way that Dragster can reach its top speed of 120 miles per hour with the length of its launch track. I also think the queue would be modified to have some kind of more protective covering so another incident like the August one wouldn't happen again. Now the reason why this might not happen is because of the previous problems with the launch system in the past, which brings me to my second most likely option, which is for Thrill Dragster to get a new launch system. While I think this is less likely, the missing launch cable could also be a sign of the launch system being replaced. If the launch is replaced, it would most likely be replaced with an LSM launch system, which is much more reliable and requires less maintenance. We have seen LSM launches go to very high speeds pretty quick, the main example being Red Force at Ferrari Land in Spain, which uses an LSM launch to reach a top speed of about 112 miles per hour, only 8 miles per hour less than Thrill Dragster's top speed. However, there is a problem with an LSM launch on Thrill Dragster. Thrill Dragster's hydraulic launch reaches a top speed of 120 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds, while Red Force's LSM launch reaches a top speed of 112 miles per hour in 5 seconds. If Thrill Dragster were to reach 120 miles per hour with the length of its launch track and an LSM launch, the LSM launch would have to have a higher acceleration than the LSM launch on Red Force, which, as of right now, there's no proof of that existing. So unless Intamin comes up with a new type of launch that is reliable and can reach the same acceleration as Dragster's, Thrill Dragster will probably not get a different launch system. Now for the least likely option in my opinion. This is for Thrill Dragster to close down permanently. The reason I think that Dragster could close permanently is because it is a maintenance nightmare, and because of the accident. However, I don't think this is too likely to happen for a few reasons. I feel like with Thrill Dragster gone, Cedar Point would just never be the same. Thrill Dragster is one of the most iconic coasters in history, and is altogether an amazing ride. Another reason it would be a bad move to close the ride is logic. A lot of people come to Cedar Point for Thrill Dragster, meaning if Dragster closed, it could possibly lower Cedar Point's attendance. Removing Thrill Dragster would also be a bad idea because they would be removing 2 major rides in a row, which could also be bad for attendance. Removing Wicked Twister in 2022 and then removing Thrill Dragster the next year, that just would not be a very good idea logically. If the cost of continuing to run this ride outweighs the benefits of keeping it open, I could see it closing, but I personally think it's more likely for Thrill Dragster to stay open. To sum everything up, with the recent work happening in the Thrill Dragster area and the logic behind it, I think it is very likely that Thrill Dragster will reopen for the 2023 season. To answer whether it be the current launch system or with a new launch system, for now I'm going to say it keeps the current launch system and also gets a few queue modifications to ensure the safety of guests and prevent any further accidents. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment your thoughts on the fate of Thrill Dragster below. And make sure to like and subscribe, as I plan on making more videos like this, and your support really helps a bunch. And I'll see you next time on Coaster Nerd Weekly.